Hello! So today I am back to do my first non-K-pop reaction in a really long time, and today I'm going to be doing a first listen / reaction to Grayscale's new EP that they released today, and it has 3 reprise songs from their album Umbra on it, and the songs are Dirty Bombs, Dreamcatcher, and Over Now, and I'm very excited to check them out because I love these songs, but I'm also a little bit nervous to see and hear how they have changed them up. Especially Dirty Bombs, because she's my favorite off of Umbra. I'm like, what did you do to her? She was perfect as she was, at least I think. I have seen a little bit of talk of what the songs are like on my timeline and whatnot. A lot of people seem to really be loving Over Now. One person said something about Dreamcatcher, and then literally nobody that I have seen so far has said anything about Dirty Bombs. So I'm like, what's the vibe? Why isn't anyone saying anything about it? That makes me more stressed, but it's fine. And then, because I'm nervous, I'm gonna stall. But if you are just happening upon this video and you don't know who Grayscale is, I'll give you a quick overview before we get into the songs. So they are a pop-punk type band from Philly, and I think their music is really good, and they're really cool, really nice guys from what I've seen. I got into them in October last year, so I'm still like pretty new into them and everything, the fandom, whatnot, but I basically made them my entire personality outside of K-pop, so do with that information what you will. But I highly recommend going and checking them out if you like that kind of thing, or if you just want something new to listen to, and especially if you like what you hear from this little EP of theirs. Highly recommend going and checking out their other songs, and if you like it enough, they're on tour right now on the Summer Dream Tour for another like 2 weeks or so, so if you like what you hear, maybe go check them out on tour if they're coming near you. So yeah, can't stall anymore, so let's get into these songs. I'm nervous. I'm actually genuinely shaking. This is so dramatic. Okay. Dirty Bombs is first, so... Oh, okay, right away. Not expecting this.
Why are you scared of things that you don't know? Try being different, try to lose control.
Are they all like this? I'm gonna cry. In a good way.
If you don't see the sun, you'll never grow. Listen to Elvis, try some rock and roll.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
That kind of thing will marinate your soul. Try hard at drugs and friends when you get old. There's never push without some pull. I hate the people.
Wait! Okay, good. I was so stressed about this, and for why? Wow.
Let's find some peace instead of arguing. Can't you find something else that's better than those dirty bombs that you're playing with? Those dirty bombs that you're playing with. Why do you still go on the internet?
Oh my god, I love it.
Who gives a fuck what those people think? Just lonely souls that you never met. Why do you play with all of that? I hate the people that you're hanging with, and how you let them get inside your head. Let's find some peace instead of arguing. Can't you find something else that's better than those dirty bombs that you're playing with?
I am literally losing my mind. What the hell? Wow, this is such a different vibe.
Why's everybody trying to play pretend? Just be yourself, it's not so bad. I hate the people that you're hanging with, and how you let them get inside your head.
Hello?
Those dirty bombs that you're playing with. Those dirty bombs that you're playing with. Those dirty bombs that you're playing with. Those dirty bombs that you're playing with.
Okay. Wow. Why was I so scared? That was not what I was expecting from that at all. Because it's a very, like, loud, hype song. Hopefully there's no ads. It's literally 3 songs, but Dreamcatcher is next. I'll cry if there's an ad.
Katie,
Oh!
was kinda hoping you could save me. My
Ooh!
brain is screaming at me, oh no. Can't stop myself and now I hate it.
Okay.
My dream catcher, come on. Can you come down to where I'm staying now? I've been here before, but this time it's worse somehow. Yeah.
Also, if I fuck up the words, leave me alone. That's all.
I just feel beaten down. I just need out of this candy house crowd. Katie,
Oh my god. Stop.
save me.
Why does this always happen?
My brain is screaming at me, oh no. Can't stop myself and now I hate it. My dream catcher, come on.
Why was I nervous? What's wrong with me?
Trying to not be so hard on myself. But fuck, I'm so alone and really need some help.
Oh,
I need a favor now. One more time, just please hear me out.
that was a lot.
Katie, was kinda hoping you could save me. My brain is screaming at me, oh no. Can't stop myself and now I hate it. My dream catcher, come on. She's got that dark skin, peppermint fingers in mouth, just like she likes her medicine. Think I got a problem, yeah, I wanna quit. But I'll meet you by that hospital in Kensington. Come get me out of there. Katie, was kinda hoping you could save me. My brain is screaming at me, oh no. Can't stop myself and now I hate it. My dream catcher, come on.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh no, my dream catcher singing Katie. My dream catcher, come on, come on, come on, come on, come
Ooh,
on,
yes.
come on, come on, come on, come on, sing Katie, come on.
Okay. Yeah, the one person that I saw say anything about Dreamcatcher, they were saying like, oh, when did they record these? Because that outro for Dreamcatcher is something that they did on their tour in the fall, I think. So, interesting. I like it though. One song. Now we're at Over Now, which is the one that everybody on my timeline is like losing their minds over. So, here we go. Ouch already.
So insane, we got this way. Remember falling for each other, dreaming every color. It's not the same, so turn to gray. I'm praying, drag me underwater. Can't lose you any longer. Need your love again, start Tell me, am I someone you're not afraid to lose? Can't stand to see you with another, no. Sick of me running my mouth. Don't tell me I'm too
This is so sad sounding.
Hear me out now. Till this really goes down. Live out a role parade before you bring the rain. Hoping you come around. But it's over now.
Well, I don't want to cry.
Still feel you in all
Like, the original version of the song doesn't make me want to cry. Doesn't make me sad. This? Oh my god. Now I get why everyone's talking about it.
But I still hear you in the wind chimes, feel you in the sunrise. Need your love, I thought we started new. Maybe you caught me down when all I had was you. I guess that I'm someone you're not afraid to lose. Missing us as lovers, no way that I'll recover. No,
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
sick of me running my mouth.
Oh my god.
Don't tell me I'm too loud. Hear me out now. Till this really goes down. Live out a role parade before you bring the rain. Hoping you come around. But it's over now.
Oh, that echo is cool. There was a voice effect. There was an effect on his voice in the original that I really liked there.
Sick of me running my mouth. Don't tell me I'm too loud. Hear me out now. Till this really goes down. Live out a role parade before you bring the rain. Hoping you come around. But it's over now.
Yeah.
But it's over now.
Okay, yeah. Now I see why everyone on my timeline was really only talking about Over Now. Oh my god. Alright, so I am back as per usual with my reactions. I've listened to the songs many times off camera and many times in headphones as well to really fully experience everything, and I really like all of the songs and how they've kind of changed them all. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect with all of these, but basically I learned that I was stressed for absolutely no reason, so that's awesome. So I guess I'll just start with my thoughts on Dirty Bombs, because that was the first one on the track list, obviously. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect with any of these songs, really, so when Dirty Bombs first started playing, I was like shocked at how like gentle it was, because obviously the original version, it's very loud, in your face, like hype kind of vibe, so it threw me off that the song was like so gentle and like an acoustic version basically, but I really like it nonetheless. And then pretty much my main comment about Dirty Bombs that I thought of while I was listening to it over and over again applies to all the songs, and I didn't realize that until I was listening to each one and I kind of caught myself, but basically my main comment is that I feel like these versions of the songs, and maybe this is just me, made me focus a lot more on Colin's voice and on the lyrics and the message more than when I listened to the original versions of the songs. Like, that's not to say that when I'm listening to the originals I'm not paying attention to the words at all, and like I'm not, you know, I don't care about the words. I do. I know, like, how do I explain this in a way that makes sense? Like, when I'm listening to the originals, I know what the words are, I hear the words, but I'm not like really thinking too much about what's being said. I'm just singing along, enjoying the songs, and it's done. But with these, I feel like I can't help but pay attention to what's being said, and the way it's being said and that sort of thing. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that's only me. Maybe it is. It probably is. But that was just something that I really noticed, particularly with Dirty Bombs. But then once I was doing my many listens of the other two songs, I kind of caught myself really paying attention to Colin's voice and really paying attention to what he was saying a lot more than with the original versions. So that's kind of the bulk of what I wanted to say about Dirty Bombs. I guess one last thing about the paying attention to the lyrics more kind of thing. It makes certain lyrics hit a lot harder in this song, but also the other ones as well. Just hearing them in this version compared to the original. And then, as much as I do enjoy this version of Dirty Bombs, I think I am probably still going to listen to the original a lot more, because obviously it's a lot more loud, in your face, hype, and that's kind of the vibe that I listen to all the time. But of course I do love this version of it as well, so there's that. Then as for Dreamcatcher, obviously love this one as well, but most of what I wrote down makes me wish I knew more and was like a little bit more knowledgeable about like music production, and just like I just wish that I could sound not so idiotic when talking about music. But you know, I'm just a fan. Like, I'm not like a music critic, I'm not an expert in music at all, you know, I'm just saying whether or not I like what I hear and poorly explaining what I like and don't like about songs when I do these things. So bear with me for however long it takes me to struggle through this explanation about Dreamcatcher. But anyway, one of my favorite parts of the original version of Dreamcatcher is the effect on Colin's voice, I think, where it's like an echo, basically. I really like that they kept that in this song, because it was one of my favorite parts about the original. It was one of the things that hooked me in right away to Dreamcatcher when I first listened to Umbra last year. So I'm really glad that they kept it in. But part of me was wondering, what would it sound like if it was just his voice? If there were no effect on his voice, or no layered vocals, whatever it is. What would it sound like if it were just his voice? And like, I can't tune out the echo or the layers enough to just focus on his voice and imagine that it's only his voice, to like think, oh, this is what it would sound like. No, I want to hear it without the echo. Like, I don't know. And then yet again, something where I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna try. I like that they kind of waited to bring in the guitar and like real drums, I don't know, but they waited to bring that in until the second chorus, and they start out the song with mostly like synth and like an electronic drum thing. I don't know, that's what it sounds like to me. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about, so sorry. But yeah, I just like that they waited to bring in the guitar and the drums later in the second chorus. And then that outro, I love her so much. I don't know, there's not really much to say, I just love it so much. It just sounds nice. It kind of threw me off at first when I was listening to it, because I had the original one in mind, but obviously they changed it up. So, and then last but not least, Over Now. This song, or this version of the song, genuinely makes me want to sob every time I hear it. Like, I could not listen to the song nearly as many times as I listened to the others while I was re-listening to everything, because it just makes me want to cry. Like, that intro, that opening note, is like a dagger to the heart. Like, it physically hurts to play it. So I'm like, I can't do it. No. And this is what I mean, especially about these new versions of the songs make me pay a lot more attention to the words. This instrumental makes this song so much sadder, and I think I said this while I was listening to the song the first time on camera, but like, when I listen to the original version of the song, like, I recognize that the song is kind of sad. The lyrics are kind of sad. But the instrumental doesn't make me sad. This? Tears. Tears, tears, tears. Respectfully, I'm not going to be able to listen to this very often. This is only going to be reserved for when I'm sad, because this is too much to listen to all the time. But I will say, I'm pretty sure they're playing the original version on tour right now. I haven't seen anyone saying that they're playing a different version live so far. I know a lot of people have seen them already on my timeline, but I'm scared that if now that this has been released, they're gonna perform it this way, because I know Over Now's on the set list. But honestly, I really hope they don't, because I'm not gonna make it out of my concert alive. I'm going to like die from crying so much if they do. So I hope they don't switch it to this version for my own sanity. And then besides all of that, just two little things about the instrumental that I liked / noticed when I was doing my many re-listens. One of the things I absolutely love is I think it's the piano kind of matching the way that Colin's saying no, like dragged out before the second chorus. I just love when the instrumental like kind of follows the way that the artist is singing a line or a certain word in the song. It just sounds really nice. And then between the second and third chorus, I think I kind of heard it when I just had it playing out of my computer audio, but you can really hear it in headphones. It sounds like cheering and clapping almost between the second and third chorus. I don't know, like you can hear it better in headphones, but you can't, it's not like super clear, obviously. It's like really in the background of the instrumental, and it just caught my attention, and I'm like, what is that? So yeah, those were just like the two things, besides, you know, overall this instrumental making me want to cry. But yeah, I think those are all of my thoughts about Grayscale's EP. Again, I really like how everything sounds, and I appreciate that they re-recorded some songs for us. They didn't have to do it, but I appreciate that they did. It brings like a new life to these songs almost, with each of the new instrumentals and whatnot. So yeah, I really like everything. And again, if you just happened upon this video and you're still here and you've liked what you've heard from Grayscale, definitely recommend going and checking out any of their other music. They are awesome, I think, and if you like all of that, again, highly recommend going and checking them out in concert if they're coming near you on the rest of their Summer Dream tour. I know that I am very excited to go see them in a couple of weeks on their tour. It's going to be my first time seeing them, so it'll be very exciting. But yeah, again, I really like this EP and how they changed the songs, and yeah, that is all from me, and I will see you in my next video.